Xin Chao, what's up everybody? Alright, in this video we are going to be doing things you need to bring with you to Vietnam and a proper budget for starting your new life in Vietnam, in Saigon. I'm not talking about Da Nang or anywhere else. You know, all you got to factor is things are going to be probably cheaper and if you're going to like Vung Tau or Da Nang, and that's where you're going to be staying. So you could probably deduct 20% off the budget that I'm going to introduce for money to bring ahead of time. It's not really a budget video. It's more about how much money I think you should have at least when you come over, especially if you do not have a job yet. If you are looking at jobs, this amount can depend and vary and go down in price. It's already a hot day here in Fort Myers, Florida. Whew, the weather is no joke here. It gets like 95. So anyways, important things to bring when you come to Vietnam is if you have a desktop computer, you want to bring the desktop computer. Of course, you don't need the case. You want to package everything in the original boxes the components came in. You should have kept those boxes to begin with. We've already done a video about this, so I'm going to just keep this very brief. Laptops, iPads, phones, chargers for those things. You're also going to want to bring pretty much everything else you can get in Vietnam. If you have large feet, you're going to want to get the proper shoes for large feet. If you're 47 or above, you're going to need to bring flip-flops and shoes. Those are readily not available in Vietnam. It's very rarely that you will find them. So yeah, that really kind of covers what you need to bring. I mean, you don't need to bring a bunch of stuff. Like, I think people tend to overpack and bring too much stuff. You know, there's an H&M, there's a Zara, there's all kinds of places to shop and get clothes, so I don't think that you need to bring any new clothing. I literally sold and gave away every single thing I owned, and guess what? I missed none of it, and I don't recommend that you try toting a bunch of shit around that you don't really use anyways. Again, that's up to you. So before we get into the how much you need to bring section of the video, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone that's been supporting the channel through one-time PayPal donations, through signing up to Patreon, the crowdfunded website. It's a great way to help the channel when we're going to have these down periods and you know, when there's a family emergency like we're doing right now. Mom is doing well. We are going to be heading back to Vietnam in the middle of the month, so don't worry. You'll see me back in Vietnam making Vietnam content. Thank you guys for wishing her to a safe and good recovery. So far she's doing good. But yeah, it's really critical that everyone that can supports the channel through Patreon and PayPal donations. And of course, if you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm not telling you in any way what to do. It just helps out the situation for me. So rock stars to all you guys. And if not, if you're just watching the video, smashing the like button and sharing it on socials, I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So I know I've been saying this every video, but I just want you to know how important you actually are to me. So thank you so much. So how much money do you need to come with? This is such a loaded question and a difficult one to answer. If it was me, now I came with not much money at all. I think I came with $1,000 or less, and I don't recommend that. Back when I came, I still had my IT business and I had residual contracts every month that would auto renew. So my situation is a bit more unique compared to most people. I would say on minimum you're going to want to bring around 5,000 USD, especially if you're a single guy and you like to party. Even more than that if you're a single guy and you like to party and you know you're going to go insane for like 2 or 3 months and just live it up and party like a rock star. I would say 5 to 10 grand. Honestly, legitly. Now if you're not going to drink and you're going to be like a nun and you're going to stay at home and you're going to get an affordable apartment and all that stuff, you know, you could probably bring 3,000 bucks, somewhere around there, 2,000 bucks. Usually for a good apartment, they're going to have you put a deposit down, FYI. It's very rare that you'll get a good apartment in Saigon that doesn't want some kind of deposit. Now, if it's in a Vietnamese area, which all areas in Vietnam are Vietnamese, what I mean by that is there's no real expats living there and there's no expat-built apartments. That can be different. You can get shorter term leases, you can get better deals on apartments. Now, you are going to be dealing with, you know, roosters waking you up in the morning, karaoke neighbors. I mean, not the greatest of looking apartments. You know, they're going to be a little kind of rougher around the edge. I mean, if that stuff suits you and you don't have a problem with that, that shouldn't be a big deal for you at all. you can probably make that happen pretty easily. It all depends on the type of person you are. Like, for example, if you're a single woman coming over and you're not going to party much, I'm sure you could come with 2 to 3 grand, and then reckon if you make somewhere around 1,500, 2,000 a month, you're going to be set. You'll be set, and that'll give you money to spend on food, eating out, for rent, and then for diversifying into your future for your retirement. Like a lot of these guys that want to say they're living here for like $700 in Saigon, what are you diversifying for your future? Are you hoping to get cash in on Social Security? Well, if you move there young and you're not making really any income anymore, you're not going to have any Social Security. You got to pay into it to get it. So I don't understand when somebody says, yeah, you can live here and get by just fine on $700, $800. Well, that may be possible. You don't want to set yourself for a budget like that. You want to be making probably 2 times that, so then you can put that into some kind of future earnings, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, whatever it is. There's all kinds of different things that can be done, bonds, all kinds of shit. So however you want to diversify your future, you should be planning that into your move. I think it's really weird if you don't. Now again, if you don't care about that sort of shit, then don't worry about it, and I'm sure you could get away with pretty low budgetary stuff. If you eat all Vietnamese food, you're probably going to be okay too. It's going to be significantly cheaper, especially if you're eating like banh mi's and phas and some of the street food. You're going to stay on budget pretty well. But yeah, I would say for me, in my opinion, I think anywhere from 3,000 on up should be a pretty good budget to come here with. And I would kind of maybe make it hard to access if you know you're going to be retarded and going to spend a lot of money. I mean, if you know you're going to party like a rock star and you're going to blow through money, maybe have it tied up into some crypto or some stocks to make it that much more harder for you to pull it out. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of, when you have easy access to your money and it's all just sitting in one account and you can just grab it, unless you have amazing self-control, you're probably going to burn on through it. We've talked about this stuff before too, but you're going to want to open a Fidelity or a Charles Schwab account, or even Chime if you don't have any credit. Chime allows you to move money in and they don't charge you any foreign transaction fees. So all 3 of those things, you're going to want to get at least multiple places, multiple banks of stuff to have. You don't want one form of payment in case you lose that card. We've talked about this before too. You want to have multiple ways to pay for stuff. You need to have, my general rule of thumb would be to have 2 checking accounts at least, and then I would have 2 credit cards. I would want 4 ways of paying for stuff. And I would want Visa and MasterCards. I wouldn't want it all in one thing. You never know somewhere where some place isn't going to take something. So, and then in case you lose your shit, I always say to keep the passport separate. I have like a sleeve for the passport. I have 1 card in there at all times that's separate from my wallet. So if I ever, for some reason, lose my wallet, which hopefully I never do because I'm pretty careful with that stuff, then I'll have a form of backup payment, which I recommend you do as well. It all depends on you as a person at the end of the day. It depends on if you're going to go ham or not when you get here and you're going to party hardy, or if you're just going to, chill, pump the brakes, and just kind of do things. If you're not in a party hurry, you're going to probably do better off with a long-term amount of money. And like I said, if you know you don't have good self-control, try not to make all that money easily accessible, if you understand what I'm saying. So those are my recommendations for you. Again, I am not an expert in anything. I would double check anything I ever say. Never take what a YouTuber says as hand to God. I mean, that's a saying. Never take what they say to 100%. You've got to do all this research on your own too, guys. You have to do your due diligence, do your own homework. I just try to provide you with experiences I've had and try to give you the best guidance I can to make it a funner time for you when you get to Vietnam. Again, I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much. We're going to have daily content. We're completely back on the grind. I've got ideas of stuff, so we're going to keep her moving. Yes, there's going to be a few more mukbangs. We're going to put those in. But like I said, we'll be back. We'll be back in about 10 days. So we'll be back soon. We'll be on that grind, and we'll make all that great content we were used to seeing before. I'm sorry I can't do the best of what I can do here. This is the situation I was dealt. My mom is getting better, so I thank you guys for understanding that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty. See you on the next one. Peace out.